Welcome, Nichole.
Thank you.
Nichole is going to be one of 32 authors at the Fall Book Festival, October 18th in beautiful downtown Greer at the historic Greer Depot. So, Nichole, you've got about 9 book titles that you'll be bringing to us. Please
Yes.
share.
Okay. So I have them all right here, actually.
Oh,
A little stack of them.
all
This is
right.
all of them so far. So number 9, the one on the bottom, is actually coming out in September, so like right before the festival.
Oh,
So
a
yeah, that's
new
exciting.
one.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I have a crime thriller trilogy for adults. I have a few standalone young adult thrillers, and then my newest series is young adult fantasy. That's what I'm working on right now.
Okay, we'll go through and show off each of those covers and tell us about each one.
Okay. So The Long Shadow on the Stage is the first one in the trilogy. This is the second. And
Ooh.
then The Long Shadow of Death is the third one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this is the first series I ever wrote. It's a crime thriller trilogy, and it follows a female police officer, and she's hunting down a serial killer. And
Ooh.
so it's her journey to prove who she thinks the serial killer is, and then
Mhm.
once he escapes, to hunt him down and basically enact justice. Um, and that one is probably like my most gory and graphic series. That's why I say like usually for adults.
Okay.
And then my other books are all young adult, so
Mhm.
they're more mild on violence and swearing and everything like that. So, yeah.
Awesome.
I have The Quiet Girl, which is a young adult revenge thriller.
Hmm.
This teenage girl named Violet, she's being bullied, and she meets this boy named Jess who she falls for, and he basically tells her he'll help her get revenge on her bullies.
Ooh.
Um, These Deadly Words is young adult thriller, but it has a supernatural twist to it. And I feel like readers, honestly, either they absolutely love this book or they hate it.
Okay,
um,
so
it's
very controversial.
exactly. It's a very weird book. um, it takes place in a cabin in the woods, and
Mhm.
a writer is out there alone working on her novel, and these 4 teenagers show up, and there's a snowstorm, so they're asking if they can seek shelter for the night, and chaos ensues.
Of course.
Yep.
Snowstorm.
Right.
Chaos has to come with it.
Exactly. Um, then I have Don't Look Inside. This one is college students are the main characters.
Okay.
And it was actually partially inspired by I had this really creepy roommate in college. So it's partially inspired by a true story, which people always find unbelievable when they read it. And I'm like, well, I just kind of wondered what if it went to the
Mhm.
far extreme. Um,
Ah, okay.
So this sophomore in college named Elena, her best friend transfers schools, and so she has to get a new roommate. She ends up with this random girl, and her roommate is very strange. She doesn't have many friends. She basically stays locked in her room all the time. Um, and then one day, Elena and her 2 best friends, they decide they're going to break into the roommate's room and see what's in there. And they find this giant deep freezer that has a padlock
Okay
on it.
then. So we
Yeah,
have to you have to come and purchase the book to find out what's in the deep freezer.
exactly. Yeah. Yep. And then Dead Girls Can't Smile tends to be like my most popular young
Hmm.
adult thriller book.
Okay.
Um, it's this girl named Rose, and her younger sister goes missing, and it's been over a year. So basically, the police and everyone have kind of given up, and they are assuming she's dead. But
Mm.
Rose still wants to find out what happened to her sister. And she starts receiving anonymous notes from someone who claims they know what knows that they know what happened. And so she goes on this journey to try to find out the truth.
Very cool.
And then I have my two fantasy books. Um, so these are young adult fantasy,
Mhm.
and I usually say like ages 12 and up for these. Um,
Okay.
it's this 15-year-old girl named Taylor, and her parents die in a fire, so she gets sent to live with her aunt in this fictional town called Grimwood. And she goes to live in this giant old creepy house with her. And there's this locked room in the house. So she, of course, with her new friends, decides they're going to break into the locked room and find out what's in there. And they find this old steamer trunk. And then inside the trunk is her family's spell book. And she finds
Ooh.
out they come from a long line of demon hunters. And her aunt made a deal with a demon, and the demon has come to basically uphold his end of the deal. So Taylor's trying to save her aunt, and she's the only family member she has left.
Oh, wow. And now Deadly Vows is actually um, going to be in our young adult, new adult, Ink and Image challenge
Yes.
for
Yeah.
the month of September. So people need to vote for that in the month of September. So awesome. So what got you started writing?
So I was like 8 years old, and my dad bought me the first Harry Potter book, and I can remember that was like the first series I really fell in love with
Hmm.
as a kid. And then after that, I was basically just kind of like, I want to do that. So that was it.
So are you an outliner? Do you outline and do you plot? Are you a plotter or are you more of a pantser that just kind of sits down and writes?
Yeah. So I used to be completely a pantser when I first started writing.
Okay.
And I feel like after really after my first book, and I realized how hard that was. It took me like 5 years to actually finish my first book. And I was
Okay.
like, okay, let's not do that again. So um,
Yeah, and really it's a whole different how does your brain operate?
right, exactly. I feel like it can work, but
Yeah.
it I don't know, maybe something changed with the way my writing works too. And so now I'm definitely more of an outliner, but I wouldn't say
Okay.
like a strict outliner though. Like I'll have basic plot points and like the main
Hmm.
characters and everything, but I don't always stick to the outline either. So
You start with the plot, you start with
yeah.
the outline, and then you get writing and it just kind of goes.
Exactly. Yep. That's yeah.
So, with your books, do you self-publish? Do you small press? Is it traditional press? What direction did you go there?
Yeah, they're all self-published.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, from the beginning, I decided I wanted full creative control. So that's the route I chose.
And what can we expect to hear from you in the future? What kind of books are you looking at?
Like, what am I writing next?
Mhm.
Okay. So I have the third book in my fantasy series. I'm working on that one right now.
Mhm.
I just started outlining the fourth book in that series, and it's a planned 4 book series, so that should be it for the end of that one. But I guess that could change. And then after that, I have a few young adult thrillers planned.
Okay. So you stick to two basic genres. So you're
Yeah.
doing the thriller and suspense and fantasy. Do you think the two will cross?
So yeah, I think the Shadow Bound Chronicles, that's the name of my fantasy series.
Mhm.
I think that one kind of is a mix of thriller and fantasy. That's what
Okay.
readers said, so I think that was kind of me deciding to finally mix them, which is really fun to do. So I like doing that.
So do you have a day job, so to speak, versus your writing career, or is your writing career your day job?
Yeah, I do have a day job. So I own my own company. It's called Poisoned Ink Press.
Hmm.
I edit fiction books for indie authors. So that's what I do
Oh,
full time. Yeah.
so you are delved fully into the world of words.
Yeah, basically all the time. Yep.
And we did see a little bit of the puppy dog that was on your lap.
Yeah.
Do you write animals into your writings?
Yeah, so I don't know if you'll be able to see on the screen. Uh, in the background on this cover, though, there is a little dog. I
Okay.
don't know if you can see, he's like right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he's kind of inspired by my dog. So, except in this one, he's a dog with magical powers. So, yeah.
Your dog doesn't have magical power?
I mean, that'd be
Why?
cool if he did, but
Well, awesome. And what do you so you work all day
oh, sorry.
and
I'm
you
gonna shut the door so he stops.
okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry about
Uh,
that.
it's okay. So you work in the world of words and you write. What else does Nicole enjoy doing?
My husband and I like to travel a lot. We started going out of the country a few years ago, and
Mm.
so we've gone to a few different countries so far, and that's been really fun.
What
Um,
what countries have you been to?
we first we went to France and Germany. Then we went to Antigua.
Mm.
Last year was Japan, and then this year was Denmark, Sweden, and Norway.
Wow, quite
Yeah,
a diverse.
yeah, yeah. We basically want to go everywhere, so we're just kind of bouncing around as we find like good flights and stuff like that. So
Ah, good flights are the key.
exactly, yeah, affordable flights.
Now, do you think those any of your travel adventures are those going to make their ways into your books?
Yeah, I think that would be cool to do with one of my future books. Definitely incorporate some of the places I've gone. That would be fun.
Awesome. Well, this has been great getting to know you and your books, and I can't wait to see them in person and you.
Thank you.
And we're going to be in lovely downtown Greer at the depot, and it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
Well, thank you for taking time out of your day to join me, and I will see you in October.
Sounds good. Thank you.